Okay, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, doing what I do, talking about real music, real issues, and all kinds of real stuff in real time for real people just like you, just like me. All right, so brace yourself for this one. This article I was trying not to talk about. I said, no, I'm going to give this a rest for a little while. I don't know if you know who Corey Taylor is. He sings for a band called Slipknot. They're not in my wheelhouse. He seems like a fairly young, energetic kind of guy, probably in his 30s or maybe 40s. Anyway, he is the vocalist of Slipknot, and he is updating his fans with a video about his health status after contracting the thing. All right, so Corey Taylor. There are a lot of punchlines in this, so you have to pay attention. So he thanked his fans for their support and revealed that he has never been sicker in his life. This is from the article. He revealed that he has never been sicker in his life. As you know, Corey Taylor recently announced that he contracted the thing and had to cancel his touring because of this. The fans were sad to see his tour canceled, because they had been looking forward to it since last October. Nonetheless, even though musicians and their touring crew take all of the necessary precautions, there is always a chance that they might get the thing, which was unfortunately the case for Taylor. However, doing the thing can help prevent the worst case scenario. And this is what Corey stated in his recent Instagram update. All right. So this is beyond holy crap Batman. This is like holy contradictory word salad Batman. I mean, WTF, people. The beginning of the article, I've never been more sick than this. However, doing the thing can help prevent the worst case scenario from coming true. Which is what just happened to Charlie Watts. I mean, I guess that's maybe when they say worst case scenario, there's not a whole lot that can be worse than that, right? But this guy says he's never been sicker in his entire life. So did doing the thing cause the other thing? Because, you know, if he's fairly healthy, he's eating right. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. There's nothing else you can do to mitigate this problem other than waiting to take the thing, right? To get the thing, because they say just sit back in your house, be afraid, right? Be really, really afraid, because fear boosts your ability to handle the actual thing if you get it, right? Because fear is really good for your health. You want lots of fear because that's going to certainly do a lot of good for you, right? Okay, so sorry for the sarcasm, but I'm just thinking, make people really afraid and then make them wait to do the thing. And don't have them go out. I mean, they're doing some crazy stuff. Canada, Australia. Somebody told me, my friend Paul told me Montreal, it's not a good place right now. Parts of Australia, just, of course, you're not getting a whole lot of reporting on those things unless you just kind of get off the grid, get away from ABC News and NBC and CBS and Fox and everybody, and actually, you know, do some research. You might find some things out that are surprising. So getting back to Corey Taylor. In the video he posted, he talked about how his symptoms are not severe anymore and how he's getting much better every day. Although he's still testing positive, he thinks it won't take long until he tests negative. All right. He also didn't forget to state that doing the thing helped him get through with just mild symptoms, even though, again, in this article, it says it's the worst sickness he's ever been through, even after doing the thing. So his entire life, right? He's saying here, I've never been this sick, but these symptoms are really mild. All right. Is your brain starting to hurt? Because mine is. And, I think I'm okay. I didn't do the thing. So I think my brain is still working properly. He says it's the worst sickness he's ever been through. But yet, this doing the thing got him through with just mild symptoms. So, contradiction much? Hey, everybody. I just wanted to give you an update. First of all, I hope that everybody's well out there. Second, I am out of the woods. I am still positive, but the fevers are gone, the aches are gone, sweating, everything out. Still congested, but I'm slowly but surely making my way. It shouldn't be too much longer before I test negative. I mean, that's great. It's great. They continue to just move the goalposts. And the goalposts now are, well, you didn't end up like Charlie Watts. So, and by the way, I'm not saying this to make you think that Charlie Watts had the thing, but obviously no cause of death was ever talked about yet with Charlie Watts, and Charlie Watts had a procedure done. So I'm thinking in Charlie's case, and plus he's 80, but it may have had something to do with the procedure. But you could pick anybody who's no longer above ground and use that as an analogy. It'll prevent you from being what? Don Everly. I mean, he passed away earlier this week. So I'm just flabbergasted, though, that they can still put a happy face on this. This guy went out, Corey Taylor from Slipknot, did what he was supposed to do. They talk about how everybody took all these precautions. And my guess is that if you documented what they were doing all day long, that they would be breaking protocol somewhere, the protocol that they set up, whether it's a little fidgety stuff going on here with the diapers, or whether it's, wow, I'm really close to this person and they're walking toward me. And unless I do this giant arc and walk around them and, got to stay really far away. People don't do that. I go shopping. I know what people do. They crowd you. If you really were going to take all these precautions seriously, you wouldn't get crowded when you went out. All right. Because they're, empty supermarket shelves. So people are grabbing like at the last can of green beans, and you're standing there going, okay, well, that wasn't according to what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stay away from me. Look, I have a t-shirt, and I think I've worn it on this channel once or twice. It says, I was the original social distancer. I was social distancing before it was cool. I have no problem doing that. I have a problem with this crap, though, because basically they're telling you, you do this, and there's still a chance. There's still a chance everything will go wrong. They admit it. And this guy's like, oh, I'm out of the woods, and thank you, because I've never been sicker in my whole life, but thank you for making me do this so I could be as sick as I've ever been. I don't know where the logic is anymore, people. I don't. Now, you can disagree with me. You can think this is what you're supposed to do. That's on you. That's up to you to do those things. And I'm not here. Look, I'm hoping I'm mocked and ridiculed a year from now when we find out that this is the greatest thing that we could have ever done. This is the reason. But of course, there's no way to quantify this by saying, oh, it would have been much worse. It would have, and all the people that are causing the problems right now are the people that refuse, right? They're causing the problems. Well, here's my take on that. Why are you so worried about all those people? If you've done all these things to protect yourself and you're following the protocol, then why are you worried about somebody who didn't? If they wind up in the hospital or like Charlie Watts, why do you care? What is your investment in that? You could say, well, boy, they weren't very smart. They were really stupid. But that doesn't affect you if you did everything. In fact, the people aren't getting along so well right now. So a lot of those people will probably be like, good riddance to that stupid person who decided that they didn't need to do the thing like everybody else did. Good riddance to them, and that's kind of the position that you ought to take if you think that I'm crazy or stupid, because you've got security, you've got the fence, man. You're all ready. Nothing can go wrong for you. So in any event, another somewhat contradictory story, a little hard to follow, word salad. One sentence that says mild, one sentence that says severe. You read the article, it's just, it's a little bit maddening, but you know, we just continue on, and I'll try to ignore some of these because it just every day I see this and I go, really? I thought this was supposed to, what happened to the 15 days to flatten the old curve? What happened to that? What happened to, this is just going to be a temporary measure. And now I have to carry around a QR code that proves that I did something that I really don't want to do. And I don't want to do it for a good reason. I have lots of reasons. Everybody always says in the mainstream media, they always say things like, oh, well, these people, we can coax them in. We can convince them. Really? Really, you're going to convince me? Well, you're not doing it with data or science or logic or reason. You're doing it by propaganda, and you're leaving off half of what's going on, because there's another half to doing the thing. And I can tell you, there are some things that are happening that aren't being reported that are biblical as far as tragic outcomes go. Absolutely, like, mind-blowing. And with 9/11 approaching and our country more divided than it's ever been, people need to look at humanity and say, is humanity more expendable than it was on 9/11? And for a lot of people, they could care less. They don't care. As long as they can go to the concert and have freedom to travel and go on a cruise. And those are the most important things to people, which shows that our population is becoming more and more callous, more and more selfish, more and more self-absorbed every day. And that's all I got.